Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a full day wear test on this new Dior Backstage Concealer. I am a huge fan of their regular Dior Forever Concealer. This is pretty much gone and it is one of my go-to concealers. So I'm really curious about this one. So if you guys are interested, grab something to drink. I have my water, no coffee, but maybe we can fix that. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Tania. I'd love for you to subscribe down below and let's put this concealer on. I do not own the Backstage foundation and I've never tried it. I heard great things about it and it kind of looks like the MAC Face and Body one. And I've always wanted to try it, but I don't know, I never did. So I don't know much about how the foundation wears and how this will compare to the foundation, but this is supposed to be a full coverage concealer for face and body with a crease-proof, waterproof formula that blends seamlessly with the skin for a radiant and natural finish. Enriched with caffeine, it provides an immediate, fresh, revitalizing effect to the under eye area. Now, we have some pretty dark under eyes right now, so this is a great time to try this on. Mine is in the shade 2N, and that is the same shade that I have this one. So these are the two shades. This definitely looks a little darker. Let's swatch them. I'll show you the packaging. I think it's really cute. So this is a packaging. It's a rounded. It's a little interesting for a concealer. And then you have an actual brush here. So that is definitely a unique brush for a concealer. I want to swatch the colors side by side because I think this one looks a little lighter. It doesn't look lighter, it just looks a little bit more neutral. This is the Dior Forever, and this is the new one, the Backstage. I'm going to blend them out a little bit just to see the texture. Okay, so the Dior Backstage, which is this one right here, is much lighter. It's extremely light in texture. The Dior Forever has that beautiful, almost moussey-like consistency, which is why I love that concealer so much. But as you can tell, I kind of blended them the same amount, and this definitely blended much faster, and it's kind of more just gone into the skin and blended into the skin compared to this one. And they both claim to be pretty full coverage. And right now, I think the creaminess of this one makes it look more full coverage than the Backstage one. But I do think the color will work. What I have right now on my skin is the Clé de Peau foundation, the natural finish. I have a combination between 020 and 040, so it pretty much makes an 030. So that's what we're working on right now. I just adore that foundation. It's kind of interesting that it says this is for your body as well. So I guess if you have some acne, you get a lot. You get 11 ml. Just like this one. The packaging is definitely smaller, but they give you quite a bit. For example, my LYS concealer gives you 5.3 ml compared to this one that's 11 ml, and it's definitely looks smaller than that one, but you get more product, actually double the product. The Pat McGrath, you get 5 ml, this 11 ml, so you just kind of get an understanding of how much product you actually get in here for $29. Okay, let's put this on. I will try one eye without a corrector. I usually do use a corrector. I like the brush applicator. It makes me feel like I'm painting. I'm going to take my Sonia G mini base and blend this out. The color's a little light, but I think it's going to work. Seems to blend in really fast. This did say that it had a radiant and natural finish. So I'm not sure which one it is. Is it radiant? Is it natural? Right now on the skin, I see a little bit of radiance actually. Yeah, I do see a radiance, but it's not too much. I think a more natural finish is a good description. And so far I blended in really nice. I'm going to use my finger to pat it and see how that works. It is extremely light texture. Usually I can have issues with that texture because it tends to get into my lines. Because it's so fine, it tends to separate a little bit more. So I'm very curious to see how it's gonna work. So this is with concealer and without. I do like it, but I do feel the need to have a corrector. So let me put a little corrector here and then we'll put the concealer on top and see how it works. I used the Charlotte Tilbury corrector. So I'm going to take this one right now. I really like the applicator. I'm like excited to try it on. And I guess that's it because we already did the rest. I feel the need to use my finger to almost tap in the product. It seems to be just a little bit textury, but the second I use my finger to almost push it into my skin, that resolves pretty quickly. I am not loving the way this meshed in with the Charlotte Tilbury texture-wise. I think it gives me just a little bit more texture there, but I will build it up a little bit because it's supposed to be a full coverage. So I am expecting to get a little bit more coverage than this. Right now, I feel like this is a medium because I still see some of those dark circles, but hopefully this will give me more coverage. So I added a little bit more and I think that helped a little bit, but I wouldn't say this is a full coverage. I would say this is a medium to full coverage, which that's fine with me. The color is a little light, so because of that, I think some of my dark circles are wanting to come through. I wish it was just a little bit darker, the color. So this one compared to their Forever definitely runs a little lighter. Let's turn down the lights and see how it looks up close. I really like the side that I did not put a corrector under. I think it's much smoother. It has a beautiful, almost glow to it. This side looks a little textury, so I don't think it meshes well with a Charlotte Tilbury. I'm actually thinking of wiping that down, wiping that off, and adding it just regular, because I can kind of see that it didn't really help. It actually did more damage. But I do like the finish that this has. Like I mentioned, the color is a little light, but we will make that work. But it has, like, even here, this is part of the concealer. It has kind of a pretty sheen right here. See? I think it has a beautiful finish. Now I'm probably going to try to powder this because it's already kind of creasing in some of my lines, which is kind of normal for any concealer. So yeah, this is how we're looking like. I actually think I'm going to leave this side with a corrector on and just see how it wears throughout the day. I will powder under my eyes. I'm going to use my Kosas powder. I'm thinking maybe to powder one side and see how it looks, and then powder the other one if it looks good. So I'm going to take it on this side first. Now powdering that definitely took some of that glow away. This definitely had that beautiful radiance to it. So I like the way this looks now because it's smoother, but this still has that beautiful radiance. Let me just finish my makeup and then decide if I want to powder both sides or wear it throughout the day like this. I have a feeling that because of the texture of this concealer, this will probably separate under my eyes. I have this issue with the really thin concealers. And I don't know, we'll see, but it's already starting to look just a little bit more textury and separated than it did initially. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna finish my makeup and come back, and we'll see if we need to powder, add some more or anything. But yeah, let me finish my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have finished everything. On my eyes, I have this Natasha Denona Retro palette, and I'm just loving this all matte look. All I did was I took this one in the crease, then I took Go-Go and kind of worked that one kind of in the crease and halfway on my lid. Then I took Amara and did kind of the same thing, and then intensified everything with this one right here apart. And then all over the lid, I went with Vivienne. And then in the inner center, I went with Mood or Mod. So that's kind of my look today. And then on the lips, I have a Fenty lipstick, which I don't know the color because it's in the tube, and I don't want to take it out because it will ruin it, but I will link it down below. I'll find it and link it down below. What else? On my cheeks, I have, where is it? Found it. This Chanel 55 In Love blush. This is how it's looking like, and it has a slight sheen to it. On as a highlighter, I have my Peau de Pêche from Westman Atelier, my all-time favorite product I think that I own, and that's about it. That's my makeup look. So the concealer, I actually really like the way the concealers are looking right now. I still did not powder this side, and I'm not going to powder because it doesn't seem to break up much, and it doesn't seem to get into my lines, which I'm very shocked because after I applied it, I was like, okay, this is not gonna go well. I feel like this will separate and make me look older than I am under the eyes. But right now it actually looks nice. I do prefer this side that's powdered just a little bit more. I think it's a little bit smoother and more blurred, but I do want to do this wear test and see how the side that's not powdered is looking like. I have a big party to go to tonight, so I may powder right before I head out if I feel the need to, but yeah, this makeup will definitely wear it a long time. It's gonna go through a lot today, and yeah, so far I like it. Let's zoom you in. So this side is the one that's powdered and also has that corrector underneath, and this is the side that's not powdered. I think when I take you in the sunlight or outdoors in natural light, you'll be able to tell a little bit more, but I think that both sides look good. Yeah, I think it's nice, but at the moment it's not my favorite concealer. I think it's just a little bit too thin in formula for me. I'm not saying that it's bad. I do like it overall, but now that I turn the lights down, I see every single detail. And I kind of see it on the skin more than I see my Kosas, for example, or the Peau. The Peau is like, it disappears on your skin. So I'm feeling okay about it, but not amazing. From when I had the light on, because I did turn the ring light off, it looked better. That's what light does. And then now that it's turned off, I think it's fine, but it doesn't have like super good coverage. I still see darkness right here. So I would say that this is a medium, and I did try to build it up. And I also see it on the skin a little bit. It's not quite as smooth as other concealers. All right, those are my thoughts right now. I'm gonna do a couple check-ins, maybe one or two, and then I'll come back at the end of the day and give you my final thoughts. We have our first check-in. Yes, my tree's dead. Well, half of it is dead, and we're gonna cut it and move it. And we planted actually 5 trees here, and they all died after 5 months or so. So that was kind of sucky. I'm trying to find the best light. Maybe I need to move. I'm gonna do my check-in. I have my iced latte right here. Okay, maybe this is better. I think all the sun is in the front yard, and I don't want to go because all my kids are on the porch screaming. Okay, let's zoom you in maybe this way. So this is how it's looking like so far. I love it. I think it looks so good. I like it now better that it kind of stayed on my skin a little bit longer. I feel like the light sucks. I feel like I need to move because you're not gonna see much. All right, I moved to the front porch because I thought the light wasn't great there. But this is how we are looking like. I actually really like the concealer. It came in the front. I like it both sides. This, that it's in powder, definitely looks a little bit more tacky, or it feels a little bit more tacky, but it's not bad though. I don't feel like it's going to like be messy, or like if I touch it, it doesn't come off. But this side is definitely a little bit more blurred and more powdery. But yeah, I like both sides right now. I don't think I prefer one over the other. I think I just need to wear it a little longer. It's only been like 3 or 4 hours so far. So yeah, that's my first check-in. So I am getting ready to leave. I changed, I have a dress on, and I was gonna touch up a little bit my makeup. I need to do my lips, but I'll do that in the car because I gotta go. But I was gonna show you the concealer. As much as we can see, I'm in the bathroom, so the light obviously isn't great, but I think it looks okay. This side has disappeared a little bit, like it has moved. It doesn't look bad, but it has moved pretty much, like, or it's gone. It has disappeared a little bit. I'm looking for a word and I can't pinpoint the word I want. Faded, that's the word. So right here it has faded some, but it actually still looks nice. Mostly when I was outside in the daylight, it was still looking kind of decent. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add just a little bit more right here just because I have to go. And yeah, so I'm taking just a little bit right here and here. Oh, I don't have a brush, so we're just gonna use our fingers. Let's see if I can move around to give you better light. I'm also gonna powder slightly right here and here. So that's about it for now. I may try to check in outside one more time just to see how it looks. It is 11:58 p.m. It is pretty much midnight. And so I've had this all day long, and overall, I like the way it looks. I did apply a little bit more right before I went to the party, which was around 6 o'clock. And so that was, trying to think when I recorded, probably 7 hours in my recording, or like my wear test, and it was still looking decent. A little bit of the product had disappeared right under my eyes, and some of that darkness was kind of peeking through. But overall, it wore better than I expected. Let me turn the lights down so we can see up close. So between the two sides, the one that is powdered and the one that's not powdered, I don't think I see much of a difference. Now I did powder after I reapplied. I powdered just a little bit here because I wanted it to last for the party. But even before, I wasn't able to see a huge difference. If anything, I liked the side that wasn't powdered better. I thought it looked a little bit just prettier. This side looked a little bit more textury. So overall, I think this concealer performed well, but it has that tendency to break apart, separate a little bit. So because of that texture, like I mentioned before, that it's so thin, those can be great or can go on the verge of like separating themselves. And I think this did well, but it has a tendency towards that. Patting the concealer in with your finger after you apply it, I think gets rid of that issue. Powdering your concealer also works just to keep that intact, but I do like the concealer. I do feel the need to wear it a little bit more to really form a full opinion, but the way it worked today, and it's been through a lot, I really enjoy it. I'm excited to play with it more. I really like the applicator. For me, it's like painting, and it's a very satisfying. And so I like the brush applicator. And overall, I think it's nice. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the color. The color definitely was a little lighter than the other 2N from Dior. Also, the full coverage claim, I don't agree. I don't think this is full coverage. I think it's a medium coverage with buildable medium, but you will not reach full coverage. I felt like I could see my dark circles through. The light texture definitely did not help. But I think it can cover enough unless you really want that full sleek, full coverage concealer, which I don't. So overall, I like this. I'm excited to try it again. I'm excited to try it with like different powders, different correctors, different foundations, and just kind of play and get to learn this product more. I haven't seen any reviews on this, so I don't know what people say about it, but overall, I like it. I'm still trying to make up my mind. I need to wear it a couple more times just to see that dryness or that separation. Is that something that I'm going to see happen often? It is not going to be, I think, my favorite concealer I own. I like a little bit more creaminess. I don't think I like it as much as the Forever Skin, like Dior Skin Corrector. I really like this one. I like the creaminess, moussiness of that one. It has a beautiful texture. So I think this is a little bit lighter, well, a lot lighter in texture and less coverage overall. And I would see wearing this maybe more of a no makeup kind of look. I like the glow that it has, and I don't feel the need to set this concealer. I actually liked it better when it was not set, and it did move a little bit more, but again, it's easier to pat that in if you don't have powder on it. So just taking your finger and rubbing it in, it's going to look better than if you try to do that with powder on top. So those are my thoughts on this concealer. I feel like I'm really trying to form my words. It is so late and I'm tired. But I hope you guys liked it. I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear your thoughts down below if you're interested in this concealer. I know it's not available at Sephora yet at the time I'm filming right now. So I bought it from the Dior website, which is kind of nice because you get this cute little bag with it and you get the Dior like box. It's kind of nice. So that's where I got mine from, but I will let you guys know when it comes available at Sephora. But yeah, leave me your comments down below and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.